Hello, family, friends, and fans. I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and this is the Five and Dime track by track. So we're spending 20 consecutive days or so going through my compilation album, The Best of 2005 to 2010. I call that the Five and Dime. This is my progressive Christian period. So here's where you'll find my contemporary Christian stuff. It's not all that, though, because I was doing other things for 5 years than, you know, being in the Jesus Cave crew. But a lot of it is. It's sort of a mix, like life itself. A little bit of secular, a little bit of religion, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So on this song and the ones that'll follow it on this playlist or in this analysis, they're all from the same record, which was called Imaginary Friend. And what happened is in 2005, I had a road to Damascus moment, became a Christian, started reading the Bible, studying about that. Progressive Christianity, though, very left wing. And, you know, so I started writing songs about that. And then I wrote five, and they were great. People liked them, and it was cool and everything. But, you got to go back to real life, too. There's the secular world that was still a big part of my life. And so I followed up that EP with a full length thing called Imaginary Friend. And this was before the Create Space, or at least before I was aware of Create Space. So these records, the EP On the Wings of an Angel was never released, nor was this one, Imaginary Friend, nor several that came after it. That's why I put them all together and released them as a CD called Five and Dime, the best of 2005, 2010. So these are songs from this first full length record from this period. That's not a Christian one at all. It also has the song So Do I, which appears earlier on this record and in this analysis. And it's mostly secular stuff, mostly. So let's get into it. This song, Imaginary Friend, these four songs all are going together, and this was the core of that record. These four songs. Imaginary Friend is the first one. This song is about this guy I used to know when I was a kid, and we had a long and toxic relationship, friendship, and then he and I finally just were no longer compatible, no longer sustainable, no longer sufferable from my perspective. I was just done. But the guy was in with my family. So I kind of just couldn't cut him off. And he knew that. So he was manipulating my brothers while I was just wishing I'd never met the guy. And the things he wasn't treating me with respect in absentia. When I wasn't around and he was with my brothers, he was not being kind. And that's not something a best friend does. And it was really basically the crux of our whole problem was he was an abusive person in that way. So this song, Imaginary Friend, is about that. I was finally done with this guy. He became invasive with other members of my family too. My mother, he called my mother to talk about me behind my back, things like that. So I was just like, I'm done with this. Enough is enough. So Imaginary Friend is a goodbye to it's a goodbye to you, to him. This old guy used to be a good chum. Real, like when I was 3 and he was 4 is when we became friends. So it's that kind of thing. All our bands, we had bands together. But I was done with them by then, and this song is about that. Maybe you've got other songs or other people in your life also, they're just like, done. Looks like we've come to an end, imaginary friend. Maybe we'll meet again in another lifetime. Um, so sometimes that's going to happen. And these songs are as much about you as they're about me. But these songs are particularly about me. And I was having personal crises, and that's the way I cope with my personal crises generally, is I write about them. That's a coping mechanism for me. So this song is that. It's very big. It's expansive. It's all these songs. These next four songs they're big arrangements with like 2 bridges. and some of them are 5 minutes long or so. They're kind of, and when you listen to them all together as 4 songs, it plays like an EP, like it's its own little concept EP record, sort of an album within the album, if you will, which is sort of how it plays. So here's Imaginary Friend. Check out the link below. All these videos have links to the relevant song below. You can check it out. It's free. It's on YouTube. You can also find the full playlist on YouTube and listen to the whole record, or just jump around, do whatever you like. Um, but do think about coming back for another analysis, which is forthcoming. And until then, bye, Mary.